But I think generally speaking, I think most men, like you say, most men who are ready to get married know that once they marry a woman whose family is in need, again, this is just a general way of putting
that
it.
should be secondary, not primary.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not that you are not supposed to assist,
Yeah.
but you should from your heart.
Yeah.
It should
But
not
it's
be
not your
forced on
primary-
you. It's not your primary obligation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Then
makes
most
sense.
ladies go into it as their primary obligation, such that they forget about their husband, about their
How about
kids.
men?
It's men also do that.
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Men
I
also
know
do
a lot
that.
of men that do
Yeah,
that.
men also do that, such that we have men who have died and they have properties,
And the wives.
and
are-
the wives do not know. They have bank accounts
And the
with
wives
money
don't know,
locked into
right.
it. The wives do not know. That's very wrong.
Yeah.
It sounds like people in those cases, people come to marriage with ulterior motives
Yes.
and hidden agendas and interests.
For your marriage
personal
to
interests.
succeed, number one, it depends how you came in
Yeah.
from the word go.
What were your
Yeah.
intentions?
What were your intentions?
Yeah.
Did you come to this marriage to uplift your extended
As a
family?
transit, you said. I think
Was
that's
it
the
a
best thing you've
transit?
said.
Some
In
people
preparation
think
for your
like,
real husband?
Yeah.
It happens, especially with
Preparation for your real husband.
imported wives.
Yes.
Imported wives.
Imported wives.
Wives you bring from
the wife you bring from
Africa.
anywhere.
Africa, even back home.
Yeah.
The wife you bring from the village,
Village,
the
yeah.
city.
Mm-hmm.
Most times they come to you, they have their boyfriends, they have their agenda, they have planned out everything. As soon as I get there, I'll divorce him and you
Marry
join
me,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's common.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's very true. I mean, we
So
know
from the word go, how you get into it,
determines how
Determines how
successful that
successful
it will
marriage
be.
eventually becomes.
if you are a lady and you kicked someone's wife out to get in,
Very likely that
know
someone
that
kicks you out.
it is very likely that someone will kick you out as well.
You're not serious.
Yeah. So the chain continues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a food chain.
let me bring us back a little bit. Some have argued that couples should live together for a period of time during which they can really get to know the other person and make informed decisions about the marriage. Would this be helpful if people were to live together in a certain way before deciding whether or not they are compatible and suitable for marriage? Would this make marriages happier or last longer, do you think?
I don't think that will have any effect on
Okay.
your marriage
Yeah.
because
I don't think it's terrible.
if you have to live with someone to see if you are compatible before you get married,
Yeah.
then everyone will live up to their best.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They know that you have to pass the test.
Yeah.
But after that, what next?
What next? It's
So
not real.
You should allow things to flow naturally.
Yeah.
But I think the question I'll put to you is how long do you think people can pretend
They can pretend.
before?
Some people can pretend forever.
Yeah.
Very, very long
Very
time. Very
Some
long.
people
Yeah.
can pretend forever.
Kathy, what do you think about people living together before they get
I
married?
disagree totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't live with any man or any woman before marriage.
Yeah.
Because, like Asong said, once they know you are studying them or you want
You
to see the best
put
of
up a
them,
good performance.
they will put it up.
Yeah.
I know of girls who will go to their in-laws' place and clean, and go
Yeah.
to the farm,
Yeah.
and cook the best. But behind the scene, they are just waiting
Yeah.
for that Mr. Right to take them, and then
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
exactly.
change. And there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do.
Especially once you have kids. Are you going to kick her out
No.
again? Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's not... Just let it flow naturally, like Divine said. There are people who fall in love at first sight and it works forever. Good, no problem. There are people who date, maybe talk over the phone, visit each other, meet at places, at restaurants, and then communicate. Like, number one advice I'll give to anybody is communication. Once you are talking with someone, you can get some of her ideas or his ideas of how he perceive marriage and how he's looking at the whole thing maybe in future. And then you can figure out, does his ideas,
Does it
Match,
match
yeah.
mine?
does it match mine, or is it his
acceptable?
likes and dislikes, are they somehow similar to mine? Can I cope? So keep communicating. It doesn't matter whether it's through emails, over the phone,
Yeah.
on videos, meeting somewhere, but
Keep
having
communication.
kind
Yeah.
relationship of people for so long before marriage I condemn it
Yeah.
totally.
Again, back to Mr. Tayingo. You did mention earlier that you've been officially married for 12 years,
Yes.
but you were unofficially. So what does unofficial? were you studying your
Not that I
wife
was
then?
studying my wife, but during our dating period when we were just, I would say, stealing.
Yeah.
Stealing.
I never thought of marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it didn't cross my mind. No.
Yeah.
But would you say that decision came during the period period of courtship or dating? And are there elements in that relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, that prompted you to think this might be the woman I should be marrying? I guess that's the point I'm trying to make in terms of having people have a
During
relationship
that
prior
period,
to.
you will see qualities in the ladies that you like or in the guy that you like. And there are ladies that you will date and you
know
within
for
you
sure
know
that this is not a wife.
they are just rough work.
Yeah.
You know, you don't submit. If you have an assignment, you don't submit the rough work. Yeah. So they will stress you. They will do all type of things to you, but you are still there because you know that at the end you can never get married to this type of lady. Yeah.
Then
But
why are you still there? I would say.
They're
you're
just
still
hanging
there
out.
because
Because of the benefits that you have from
maybe
being there.
because of the benefit, maybe of your because of your youthful age, you just want all the
sexual access to
adventures,
women. Yeah.
And then, but before making the decision to get married, I noticed the good characters in my lady, and an awesome woman. Yeah.
Ghana has mentioned sex. I think I should bring that up now. Question. Again, sex is important, and there's no denying the importance of sex in marriage, right? Sex is very important. I know, of course, of couples who don't have issues when it comes to the finances and everything else, but when it comes to sex, there are serious issues that needs to be considered. Is this something that any of you want to talk about?
I think sex is the key. Sex is the number one ingredient in every marriage. The reason why you even make up your mind to get into the
sexual
marriage
access
is because you want it to be readily available to you.
Yes.
24/7.
Of course.
It's just the nature of things out here that you even give some consideration that if you don't have it maybe 3 times a day, then it's okay. Yeah.
But what? I'll let Kathy go ahead. Before
You want to chime in?
Yeah, sex is important, but Divine mentioned 3 times a day. I didn't understand that.
Who has time for that?
Yeah. It's very important because as human being and with our hormones, we get to a stage where that's something that we like to do to be happy. So if a man or a woman marries a man, she is expecting that you should be able to live up to that expectation.
Yeah.
And you as a woman, you should be able to say yes to him when he wants it. So that brings the fact that we should try to understand our schedule when we are. I know we are not supposed to have a schedule for that, but people are busy, right? It still explains the fact that we should communicate, because I cannot come back from a 12-hour shift and you are immediately asking me you want to have sex. Like, that's like you are opening an argument because you know fully well. You should welcome me with something like food, and then when I'm more relaxed, and then you should be able to ask me if I'm comfortable at this time. You know, just make it flow like a discussion, and before you know, that's okay. And that, it usually comes naturally. Sometimes you have it when you don't even know, and where you least expected. You know, So that's just what I feel about it.
Yeah, I will agree with you that it comes naturally, but sometimes you, the man, when you are on heat and you you want it so badly, there is a nice way to tell you that no, we can't do this, right? Say it lovingly. It's not like sometimes you want it
Shift, I
and
beg.
you-
Shift. I don't tire.
Where are you going to? What's that you think so you go to? It's so annoying, right? At that moment, you will wish that the most powerful thunder will strike.
Yeah, you're praying for a
yeah,
death.
yeah, strike her.
Yeah, as a woman, I've said,
And wait, let me say something.
Yeah.
One thing is this: the length of time they take to deny you, to argue over it.
They would have done
It's
it.
more than an hour, and they will finally
Still do it.
still do it.
They could have just done it.
Yeah.
It takes
Yeah.
like
I
5
don't
minutes.
understand.
maybe that adds some spice to it. You know, when there's that chase, there's that tease and stuff.
yeah. I wanted to explain like what Divine just said. Like the amount of time you take to say no, it would have been done long ago
Yeah.
and sleep, especially when I want to sleep. So my own advice, or with myself and others, I'll say, there are times that just say yes, just to, in life, there are times that whether we like it or not, you have to please someone
Yeah.
to get things going, to make things easier, So there are days that I just say yes, and then I'm done and I have to sleep and
Yeah.
nobody's bugging me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are days as a woman, there must come a time. I don't know, with men, I think it's easier on you guys. I don't think the women want it so much like
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
the men. Maybe it's something natural.
Yeah.
There are days that as a woman, I'll advise you guys to say yes for the sake of peace and to
yeah.
make life easy.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day,
Mhm.
90% of the time you will end up doing it.
Yeah.
Because I usually feel like men are some kind of ego, like when they are ready, it's so hard to
Yeah.
please them.
Mm.
So when you say yes, it's so easy.
Done.
Yeah.
But apparently, I'm exaggerating that we should be having it every day, 24/7.
Yeah.
But it's
We'll
just
get your
that
point.
you must. Sex is part of the game.
Yeah.
It must be there. There are situations where couples have gone for years and have had sex only like one or two times.
Yeah.
Then what's the need?
There's no point.
Why
There's
you
no
really get
point
mad,
still
yeah.
being together. Sex is key. And,
Let's take sex, then we'll maybe go a little bit bigger. You mentioned that sometimes you do things that you don't really want to do in a marriage, and the main thing, how is that important for a marriage, for you to be able to like, I don't,
Accommodate.
this thing is not, I don't feel like doing it, but because I am in this unit, I have to do it for, and which I find is something that is lacking in today, because there's a lot of ego, there's a lot of individualistic mindset. How is it important to be able to say, I'm not comfortable with this thing, but I'll do it because of the sake of my marriage?
Yeah, I feel like it's important because in every discussion, I know, or argument, I believe somebody has to win. Somebody wants to win.
Wants to win, yeah.
Yeah, that's just how people feel. They feel like their opinion or what they want is more important than what you are saying.
Mhm.
So when it comes to things that someone should things that you should let go because
Yeah.
of peace,
Mhm.
I think sex is very important.
Yeah.
Like a lot of time I've listened to other people I've talked with, they talk about that point, that particular point, sex and finance.
Mhm.
They would say, oh, my husband like to do this every 2 days or every day. It's kind of stressing me up and taking my time
Yeah.
and making me busy. So at the end of the day, most men want what they want.
Yeah.
It's just like the way men are. So you letting him win on that part
Mhm.
for the sake of peace, it makes
Yeah.
your relationship easier. And you might feel like, maybe, how can I put it? Like you might feel like I'm letting you win all the time at my own expense.
Mhm.
But there is something also I believe he is sacrificing for you as well.
Yeah.
Because there are times that you will need something that he will let go. So it all balances up somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's compromise.
Yeah, it's
Compromise on
compromise.
both sides.
Yeah, you must, in every relationship, you must compromise something.
Mhm.
Yeah, in order for it to keep going,
Yeah.
or in order for it to have peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys see that the way I see it, I think that there's a lot of people who are not willing to compromise nowadays. especially the younger generation now. Everybody's thinking about themselves.
Too many rights.
Too many rights. I have my rights. Why should I cook for you? Why should I pay the bills? Why should I pay rent? You're supposed to pay 50-50. Is that something that you guys see, or is it just me?
Yeah, we see that a lot with the young generation. That's why there's a lot of divorce nowadays. Because people look at the book so much. I, for one, I'm a little bit traditional, I'll say.
Yeah.
I still believe in the old days
Yeah.
to make things work.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that has gone into play because a lot of people divorce and people end up with nothing. And then a lot of people like rip off others in the marriage. You know, the people say there's scam in the marriage.
Yeah,
Like
there is.
Somebody takes so much
Yeah.
while you get nothing, and you put in your time, your love, your money. So, but I still believe in the old days that we should compromise.
Yeah.
Like, listen more. And then whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter whether you read what kind of book from which
Yeah.
doctor. It's up to you. But your marriage, that book is explicit to the whole world.
Yeah.
Your marriage is unique to you. alone.
Yeah, exactly.
And your husband's or wife characters and needs
Are unique.
and likes and dislikes are unique.
Yeah.
So put that book aside.
Yeah.
Study who you have at home. It's just like some people watch movie and say, "Oh, a man gave the wife a
Flowers
new car."
or cars.
You don't know if it's a credit line or wherever they got that money
Yeah.
for, and they are flaunting on social media. Do not look at those things. Look at who you are seeing and understand them. It will be a lot easier.
Yeah.
I think the book is right next to you. That's your wife or your husband. That is the school.
that's
It's your
the
school. That's you,
the
right?
person. Talk
That's
to
who you
that
should be
person.
studying and listening
The time
to.
that you should have been reading that book, you just
should.
need maybe a quarter or less of that time
To communicate
to have
with
a
your husband.
conversation with the person in front of you, and you are fine.
Yeah.
You know, that book might even mislead you and push you to something.
There's a lot of misleading books nowadays.
Yeah.
Social media too.
Yeah. Maybe speak on that. How has social media like influenced marriages now?
Yeah, we see lots of women want to compare their marriages to what they see on social media,
right.
Yeah.
without knowing that most of the things that
Are
we
fake.
put up there are fake. We arrange them before we put them up
Yeah.
there. There have been instances where people have gone on vacation to Dubai, come back, the next day one of
Divorce.
the partners is deleted even.
Yeah.
Did you?
They went
Yeah.
to Dubai just to see if they could get the marriage to work. Yeah, most times we, the men, especially African men, we take our wives on special vacation
Who have committed
only
a
after
crime.
we have issues with them.
Yeah.
We want to go out there and see if it works. And when they flash it on social media, you at home, you think that your marriage is the worst.
Is the worst, yeah.
But meanwhile, you are living the best of lives,
Marriage, yeah.
right? So social media is dangerous.
Yeah.
In very significant levels,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And a lot of people nowadays, a lot of young girls like to put up things on social media. And what I tell most people is that don't worry about social media.
You're a socialite too, aren't you?
No, I like it. I like it, but I do what is right.
Yeah.
Like what
Yeah.
I don't fake on it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's the main thing on social media. Don't fake. Make sure
No,
it's
no,
what
no.
you're living.
It's what, like, if I put this my picture right now, that's what you are seeing.
Yeah.
So I don't fake on it, but I notice even celebrity
Fake. It's
argue
all fake
with
life,
others
right?
Yeah.
that they are faking on it. My question is, why should you put a Mercedes or whatever car for $100,000s of dollars just to make other people
Well,
feel
for
jealous?
likes. and-
I don't understand that part. If you put it because you want to communicate, you want to be happy,
Yeah.
or you just like it's part of you,
Yeah.
it's something else. And then other people will look at that and say, "Oh, I should live this way." I don't think if you have that kind of mentality, then it's gonna really hit hard on your marriage. Like, I'll advise you, don't even function on social media.
Yeah.
Go
yeah.
ahead. Sorry.
If it's affecting you, if you are competing, because I see competition.
Oh, there's a lot of
Yeah, if you are
competition.
competing, if you look at it as a reality, like something that is real, and you are living a different life, because it's like you are watching a movie and acting it in your home.
Yeah. And people always put their best on the social media.
Yeah,
And
people
no one is
always
putting their
put
problems
best
there.
on social media.
I was watching a movie the other day, and this guy was taking a short video in front of a nice looking car, and the friend is like, what are you doing? He's like, I want to put it up on social media, so I want to punish my enemies or something like that, right? So he's doing that not because he wants, he maybe not intending for you to see it and believe it, but intending it for people who he thinks don't like him.
Yeah.
To get them worked up as how much success. So it's like, don't believe anything you see on social media. I think that's a lesson I have learned. Do not believe what you see on social media.
I think that's one of the challenges of our times, particularly in relationships and marriage. How do you separate what's real and what's not real, and how do you let that influence or not influence you in your relationship? And I submit that it's a little bit more challenging for people who are married nowadays than it was for people who were married back in the days, because now you have all this, you have to do your wedding like this person, or you have to have these guests at your wedding and stuff like that. So
there's a lot of competition. Everyone wants to be on the spotlight, on top, and
Slaking.
even a very young couple who are, say, like 25 years, they want to live the lifestyle of someone who maybe they are probably in their,
they have worked
hard
to where they are,
but someone who is just starting life wants to live
like people who have worked for 30 years.
So if you bring that type of competition into your marriage, it's recipe for disaster.
Okay, so as we kind of wind down the show, I just wanted to ask your opinions. What's a happy marriage? How would you describe a happy marriage?
For me, a happy marriage is one whereby you and your spouse, you're able to sort out your differences together, just the two of you, without interference from outside, especially with pastors.
Yes, nowadays that's a big thing. And they go see a pastor.
They rush to see the pastor. So the key is handling your matrimonial issues. Just the two of you. Only the two of you can sort out your differences in a marriage. No third party. Couples fight all the time. Some fight good fights. Some fight really nasty fights. You have to be able to sort out the
learning how to fight.
Take responsibility for your actions. Be ready to apologize. Communication, communicate with your wife all the time, with your spouse all the time. No matter how foolish you might think the topic is, it helps. And also be ready to listen to your partner, understand their needs, understand what they want, and your marriage will be excellent.
Kathy?
Yeah, almost same. Communicate. A happy marriage, there must be good communication. Learn to forgive, because we will always hurt each other knowingly or unknowingly. So learn to forgive, learn to apologize, learn to admit when you are wrong. And learn to be honest. Continue to, if you are already honest, keep doing it. Continue to be honest, care about each other, and remain focused. Focus on your marriage. Forget about what the world thinks. Forget about what your family is saying or your friends. Focus on your marriage. Make it work. Do your best. I know a lot of people, they listen to outside words and then they bring it home. Once you do that, you are spoiling the marriage, not those who are giving you the advice. It's okay for people to advise you, but
what you
the decision is yours. What you bring home is depending solely on you. So focus on your marriage and keep loving your spouse.
And be open 24/7.
If you ask me, I'll say it's always better to be married than being single. I've been single, I've been married. It's better to be married. I'm a great fan of marriage.
What are
a big advocate.
I'm a very big advocate. When I see people going through anything, like I'll always do my best to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'll go beyond what I can, like just to make them stay.
Yeah.
Unless I know this is like
Beyond repairs.
yeah, I always like to see two people happy together.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially in Canada, it's so lonely.
Yeah.
When you are divorced or when you are single, I feel like during this COVID, I keep
Oh, that
asking
is a hard
single
life,
people,
right? How do you do
cope?
it?
I've asked single people a lot, like, how do you cope? Don't you have a boyfriend? I've not
Yeah.
seen you with a boyfriend or
Yeah.
a girlfriend or anything. And they're just like, we have our way, it's okay. But
Yeah.
honestly, I feel so bad for them
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's a difficult
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
At least for companionship,
Yeah.
even nothing else. But
Yeah.
to
Okay.
have
So
a friend.
that's what I wanted to get to. Those
Yeah.
advantages, like what are the
You have
advantages?
somebody you can talk to. You have a hand
Yeah.
when you need it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything you want to add?
No, I just wanted to say one key factor to keep your marriage healthy is to I would say place a firewall
Yeah.
between your marriage and interference from your family.
Yeah.
That's one huge factor that destroys most marriages.
Yeah.
When if you allow your family to come into your marriage, to interfere with your marriage,
It's likely
Yeah.
it will lead to
terrible.
go down. Yeah.
How does that work practically?
From the word go,
Mm-hmm.
you have to make them know their position.
Yeah.
They don't have to tell you what to do or not to do towards your wife.
Yeah.
For example, you might be thinking that we have to improve our life.
Yeah.
I have to send my wife to school.
Yeah.
The family will call you and tell you, don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's happening.
So you, from
every
the
day.
word go, you have to make them know that they have their limit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't do that, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
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 Well.
Okay. Are we running up?
Yeah, we're
I just
running
wanted to
up.
ask one quick question, and I'll start with myself. What makes you and your partner unique? What, again, simply what it takes to have a happy marriage. I know we've talked about that, but I just want us to go round. And for me, I think what makes my marriage a happy one is that me and my wife have interest in similar things. We enjoy watching movies, we enjoy listening to music. So whatever it is we're going on through the day, once we get to a place where we're able to kind of sit down, just the two of us, maybe pick a good movie and watch it or listen to music, it changes how we feel about whatever disagreements we've had before, and it kind of facilitates a conversation. During that watching or listening to that music, we begin to talk.
Yeah.
And by the end of the day, by the time we go to bed, we seem to have worked through our problem. For me, that is what makes me and my wife unique in that sense, and for me, that's what makes my marriage happy.
For, for me, what makes me and my wife unique is our upbringing.
Yeah.
We were kind of like brought up similarly, though from different homes, but our upbringing is
Quite similar.
very
Yeah,
similar.
yeah.
So naturally, we just flow,
Yeah.
and nothing is out of bound
Yeah.
in terms of discussing in my home.
Yeah.
So that makes us things to work out.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, what make me and my husband to be happy is, yeah, we both love social media.
Yeah,
Like-
that's very obvious.
Yeah, we both love, because my initial background is journalism and mass communication,
Yeah.
actually, before I became a nurse. So I've been a little bit in the social media area, and I noticed he's not shy.
Yeah.
I don't like shy guys.
Yeah.
So he's not shy. I'm a little bit shy, but when it concerns social media, I'm not.
Yeah.
So we both love social media.
Yeah.
We like going out when we are free.
Yeah.
So things like that, and we don't let family people decide on what we want.
Mhm.
So they don't even mention it because
Yeah.
it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what makes us happy. We
Yeah.
keep the boundaries so well. We do
Mhm.
what we want and how we like it, and focus
Yeah.
on ourselves and our children. Not that we don't care about our family.
Yeah.
We take
It's you
very good
first.
care of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But yeah,
yeah,
family
us
first.
first.
Yeah.
Like we live our life. Sometimes it might be like, oh, you and your wife spend too much money going out, or That's what we want.
Yeah.
And my husband would say clearly, you can do what you want. You are an
Your
adult.
own money.
You are an adult.
Yeah.
Live your life, and I'm living my life with my
Yeah.
life, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we set those boundaries, and we are very fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess it's me. But for me, I think it's also the things that we value in our relationships. I value that she was raised in a Christian home, and she saw her mom submitted to her dad and stuff like that. So I really enjoy that. And also, I think one important thing that I've learned and I'm not married as long as you guys, is how to have a good fight. How to fight in such a way that you're still respecting the person and you're still valuing the person. You know, you're fighting an idea and you're not fighting the person. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like you're fighting an issue and you're not taking something personal. Like, I'm not fighting you because of you. I'm fighting this issue. So, and I think one marriage counseling we went. One main thing that I learned that has been so valuable is to treat your marriage as a separate entity. Like, me and you were in a relationship, but this marriage is something else that we have to constantly feed with good energy and manage bad energy, such that we can, so we're pouring into that entity. It's not like marrying you and all your things. So our marriage is separate and we have to work together to make that better. I think that was one important thing I learned through marriage counseling.
Yeah.
Well, so if you're listening to this show, I guess the students, we are all students.
Yeah,
right?
we
We agreed. And again, I just wanted to highlight how long we have all been in this school, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Tanyingo has been married for 12 years, officially married for 12 years. Madam Catherine Enyewa has been married for 13. Ghana, you've been married for 4 years, and I have been married for 8. That is a total of how many is that? Who does maths here? 12, 13, 8,
25 plus 12, that's 37 years.
Yeah, so we are definitely talking here out of experience, and I mean, it's a total of 35 years in this school. So if you're listening to us, well, you know that we have we seem to, at least we know what we are talking about.
It's not like we're giving advice though.
No, I'm just saying.
Well, this was a very wonderful conversation, very fruitful. I think we learned a lot, and I think our guests are going to learn a lot. Thank you, Kathy, for coming. Thank you.
Welcome. Anytime.
Divine, for coming.
Anytime.
Please go to our social media place. Please like. It's free to like. It's free to subscribe. Please subscribe on our channel. It's going to help us a lot with the algorithms. And we hope to have more fruitful conversations with you guys again in the future. And we hope you're open to come for more of these conversations. Thank you again to our viewers. Thank you for always supporting us. We pray that you continue to be there for us. This was the Idol Park Talk Show, and we were joined by
Catherine Enyewa.
Divine Tanyingo.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.